Hello everyone. Good morning to all of you. Today I have come to you with the fourth chapter of the First Flight book. Name of the chapter is From the Diary of Annie Frank. Anneliese Mary, popularly known as Annie Frank. She was born on 12th June 1929 and in 1945 she passed away. She was a German Jewish girl who wrote while hiding with her family and her 4 friends in Amsterdam during the German occupation of the Netherlands in the World War II. After 2 years in hiding, they were shifted from that place to the concentration camp system, and there Annie died. Her father, Otto Frank, he was the only survivor. He returned to Amsterdam and he found Annie's diary. He felt that Annie's diary could be a good record, so that is why he got Annie's diary published in English under the name of The Diary of a Young Girl. That is how the novel The Diary of a Young Girl was formed. Writing a diary was very strange for Annie Frank because she felt that no one would pay any attention to the words spoken by a 13-year-old schoolgirl. Moreover, why did she write diary? She started to write diary because she did not have any friends. She had friends, but they were not as close as her diary. She could not reveal her secrets to her friends. And she believed that paper has more patience than people. And she named her diary as Kitty. Before writing the diary, she had given a brief sketch of her family. Her father was an adorable person. His name was Mr. Otto Frank. He got married at the age of 36, and that time her mother was 25. Her sister was born in 1926 in Frankfurt. Annie stayed in Frankfurt till she was 4 years old. Then she and her sister was sent to her grandmother. Then after some months, they were shifted to Holland. In 1941, her grandmother fell ill, and in 1942, she passed away. Now, while writing her diary, she has, in this prose piece, the part of her school, of her class is written. The scene was such that the whole class was very frightened, very scared, because that day they were supposed to know who was going to get promotion and who was going to be detained. According to Annie Frank, a quarter of the class was supposed to be kept back. But she was also having a confusion because she believed that teachers are the most unpredictable creatures on earth. She was not worried about herself or her girlfriends. They would make it up, but she was quite worried about the subject, that is maths. Annie had a good connection with her teachers, but she was not at all having a good relation or a good rapport with the maths teacher. He was very old fashioned. His name was Mr. K. Singh. He was annoyed with Annie from a very, very long time. And why was he annoyed with Annie? He was annoyed with Annie because she was a very talkative girl. Every now and then she used to talk in the maths class. After several warnings, he thought of giving an extra assignment to Annie. And he told Annie to write an essay on a chatterbox. Annie thought and thought, and finally she came up with the assignment. She wrote 3 pages on the essay. She was quite satisfied after writing the essay because she had given her arguments in favor of talking. After reading that essay, Mr. K. Singh laughed a lot. Then again in the next lesson, Annie was again talking, and again she was assigned a new task. This time it was to write an essay on the topic an incorrigible chatterbox. Annie had accomplished this work also successfully. And she kept on talking in the maths class. Mr. K. Singh got fed up with Annie. And again he assigned her an essay to write. This time it was quack, quack, quack. Annie was quite confused regarding what to write and what not to write. Then suddenly her friend Sen helped her to write a poetry because he was good at writing poems. They wrote a poetry and this also became successful. The poetry was about a mother duck, a father swan, and their 3 ducklings who were bitten to death by the father because they quacked too much. Mr. K. Singh was quite impressed at Annie's work. He read the poem and while reading, he also gave his own opinion. He read the poem to some other classes also. Then after, Annie was allowed to talk in the class, and for that she was not assigned any extra homeworks. So you can see that Annie was a talkative girl. She was a talkative student like you people. And how did she manage to keep talking was incredible. I know you are there in the house under this lockdown situation, must be getting bored. Have fun, but do study, because at this class, continuing your studies is your priority. Go through the lesson, you'll feel nice, and I will give you a snap of some questions. Go through them, frame some questions by yourself, and try to understand the chapter, and be free to ask me anything whenever you have difficulty. Thank you. Stay safe.